Hey up and welcome to Callums Corner. Right, apologies, I was meant to go live last night. I fell asleep on the sofa, woke up about 3 a.m. and with a packet of cashews just spilling down my chest, snoring. I was a bit freaked out. I don't like 3 a.m., it's the witching hour. So I just went to bed. So to make it up for you, I'm going to do a story from my past, a story time, I guess if I was a proper YouTuber I'd call it. A lot of you have been asking for stories from my past. It's pretty boring, but I guess I can give you one. So I'm going to tell you about the time when I almost slept with a black woman. Some of you who've watched my videos for a while would know that's long been a dream of mine, obviously very attractive women, and I'm just a big fan of the whole, that mixed race kind of melting pot is what I want to be putting out to the world in a loving environment. Anyway, so I was at university. I went back as a mature student. I was 24, 25 years old. Well, just about 25. I had my 25th birthday in my first week in Freshers Week. You don't need that information. And yeah, I'd quit my job as I was working in finance and I'd gone back to be a nurse to learn how to do nursing. It was in London. And I was in halls there. There was another girl in a block opposite me. Her name was Daphne. She was a beautiful black woman. Had skin like galaxy chocolate. Gorgeous. Anyway, she was friends with one of the girls in my halls. The way it worked is it was like flats of seven of you. You each had your own bedroom and bathroom and you shared a big kitchen kind of sitting room. And this Daphne used to come over and hang out with a girl who lived in my flat, who was also on my course, who also trained to be a nurse. So I got to know Daphne quite well. I could always chat to her. She's always having a cup of tea round ours. Anyway, one weekend, most of the girls went home from my flat. I was really, really bored. The only person left there was this older, mature student as well. But he was like 50 and he was really creepy. So I was avoiding him. And I went down to the laundry room, the little laundrette we had in the halls, get my washing done. And Daphne was down there and she was saying she was bored as well. There was no one in her halls, in her flat. And she invited me over to go around and watch a movie. Now, this, as I say, was about 10 years ago, so it predates the whole Netflix and chill kind of spasmoiditis that you guys do. But it was an equivalent of it. So we went round there and we were chatting away. She was, quite touchy, flirty. There was definite potential, guaranteed. Anyway, she was doing, I guess what you guys would say, that whole kind of 420 blaze it. And she persuaded me to have a couple of puffs on it. I'm not proud of it now. I bowed into peer pressure. I was trying to impress her. And I instantly regretted this. It really made me so self-conscious. Everything that I was saying, I was playing it over in my head after saying it. And I couldn't concentrate on what she was saying. Just kept thinking I was saying stupid stuff. So in kind of give myself a bit of breathing space, I thought, you know what, let's go on, stick on the movie. So I said, stick on the movie now, also hoping for maybe a little bit of spooning potential. So she said, yeah, check them out. And so I was having a little look at her DVDs, because it was DVDs back then. And I was running through them, and that was, a challenge in itself. Like, I didn't want to watch a scary movie. I was in my head at that point, a little bit paranoid. Anyway, I came across The Craft, and that was a big movie when I was really young, The Craft. It's about these witches. It's kind of almost a comedy, but quite dark as well at times. Quite scary. Anyway, so I said, The Craft, classic movie. And she was like, oh yeah, stick that on. I used to love that when I was young. I was like, I was overthinking it again. I said, is it a bit dark, The Craft? Maybe we should watch something funny. And she started laughing and saying, The Craft, not dark. It's just a teenage movie. I said, in places it's quite black. It is quite scary. And then I suddenly thought, I've just said black. And she's going to think I'm saying there's something wrong with that. So I started got in my head again. I started over paranoidly justifying, just blurting stuff out. I said, which there's nothing wrong with, and I said, and you're quite black, but that's, in a different way, and it's fine. It's just, I just could not shut myself up. It was ridiculous. And she was just looking at me like, what the hell is he doing? And she stopped me because I was still just blurting on ridiculously. And she said, I'm honestly, nothing you said offended me. You were talking about something totally different, but it seems like you may have got this in your head. This might be an issue for you. And it was just so awkward then. And I was like, I'm just going to head back to mine then, am I? And she just gave me this funny little smile. And as soon as I was out there, I was just devastated, absolutely devastated. And I should have just been honest and said, no, it's not an issue for me. I bloody love your colour. I will worship your dark, dusky thighs. I should have just made it a positive. But I didn't, and I missed my chance. And I've never been close again. And that's the end of that. I can smile about it now. It was a long time ago, but yeah, at the time I was really cut up. Really, yeah. What can you do?